And I'm back. Minus Mark, so it's only one Incredible Hulk day. Actually, think about calling this the over 40 gamer. So, and it'd probably be over 40, like all kinds of stuff. So, like over 40 gamer, over 40 toy collector at some point. I don't know. Trying to make more content for YouTube, so we're playing it as we go. So, I don't know, I don't know how many people review video games online over the age of 40. I didn't really research it, but figured, hey, can't be that many. But, I mean, we really are the video game generation because it all sort of started for home use, at least, with the Atari, and I know there were things before that, I get it, but, it really became mass popularized with Atari. We actually still own the original that we had as a kid that's right over there. And so grew up with video games, and I got a pretty decent collection. I've been going back and getting some stuff over the last few years. Anyway, I used to trade games. I don't really trade them anymore because I just rather keep them. I might like them later on. I'm playing for nostalgia. So today we're going to talk about Red Dead Redemption 2. And a little background for you guys who are not too familiar with the Red Dead series. Started out as Red Dead Revolver. I think that was on the first Xbox, PlayStation 2 time. I think it's PlayStation 2 / original Xbox time. I think is when it came out. Anyway, Red Dead Revolver was a single player mission mode, and had these. Is a Western game. If I recall right, you were like your dad or something was killed, and you become a gunslinger to get a revenge. You go through these. It had these really awkward, offbeat characters you would fight. And the whole thing was like the dueling with the dead eye, with the slow, and you would put targets on the guy, and so like you would slowly draw your gun, put where you were going to aim at, and you put these red dots or whatever on the guy, and then you would just speed, fan the gun, and shoot the guy wherever you hit him. And if you weren't fast enough, didn't do it quick enough, they'd outdo you. Then it had a dual player or a 2-player version where you could like set up different scenarios, almost like Mortal Kombat or something, but with the old West gunslingers. But it was 3-dimensional. It wasn't just like 2D, so you could like run around and chase each other and stuff. It wasn't 2D like where it's side to side only type deal. Then they came out with it was a good game. I played it. I don't remember how big a hit it was, but then Red Dead Redemption came out, and as you can see, like this is the one I had it when it was on PS3. And then and I was addicted to it. And then they came out with Undead Nightmare, and that was basically this was Grand Theft Auto in the Old West, right? And you basically went through a series of missions, and you could sandbox it and play, at your discretion. But it was a really, 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 really good game. I mean, it was, I don't know how many units it was. It was a big seller, and it just. It was just a really, really good game. Don't think I had an online variation. I don't recall there being one, but I'm not a big online guy. Then they followed up with this, basically was this game, but with zombies. So a lot of the principles of this game carried over to here. Then, of course, they came out with where they upscaled it for the new generation. You could play it on the 4 and the PlayStation, or the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One now. So anyway, that's the history of the Red Dead to get us to Red Dead Redemption 2. So it came out at the end of October. I was on vacation. I knew I wanted the game. But as soon as I got back from vacation, I think it was the next night, maybe that same night, I can't remember. I went and got the digital download of it, and so I don't have a physical copy to hold up and show you. But Red Dead Redemption 2, I got the digital download. I think I bought the Mega Ultimate Gold Pack. I don't know, it's like $100 or whatever. That's the version I got. Anyway, it's a terrific game, instantly addictive. So here's the thing. After I got the game and after vacation, it was like something like the next week or so, I got strep throat. And then I quarantined myself for like 4 days. So for 4 days, I didn't leave the house. And I just played Red Dead. I mean, I was sick, sore throat, either my ears started hurt. So on and on. So I was sick for basically the whole month of November. And I eventually got on quarantine, and I had to go run and do stuff and do work stuff and things like that. But I had sore throat, so as soon as I got my work done, I was done for the day, and I would just play Red Dead. So I played Red Dead 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, from basically the day after it came out till today is Thursday, December 13th, and I literally just finished the mission mode, I believe, Tuesday night, so that would be December 11th. So I played this thing for something like 6 weeks or whatever, and I'm telling you, I was finding new stuff to the end. I've went and looked on Google, and there are Easter eggs that I never even found. I'm gonna go back and find. So, but actually reviewing the game, great gameplay. At first, it took me a little bit to get the buttons down. There's sometimes a combination of buttons, left trigger and then another button, right trigger and another button. That you have like a compass wheel, so like for your inventory, if you want to change guns or items, you have to hold down the L, at least on PlayStation 4, the L1 button, and then pick whichever. And then when you decide the item you want, you release L1, and that, you know, brings up an arms or whatever, or uses the item that you've highlighted. Had a little bit of a learning curve, and there's some videos online where people, because of button combinations, and I've talked to other people, like you want to say hello to a guy, it has an honor scale, so like the nicer you are to people, the more good things you do, your honor goes up, and conversely, if you do bad things, your honor goes down. There's benefits to having your honor go up, like you get discounts on items that you go buy at shops and things like that. So anyway, so like sometimes at the beginning I would hit a combination instead of saying hi to a guy, I would punch a guy. I know a buddy of mine told me he tackled a lady he was trying to say hello to, and he ended up tackling her and he ended up getting one of the cops. And if you're experienced with these games or Grand Theft Auto, you know, you go from everything's fine to being on the run for your life in a matter of just seconds. So it has that complete sandbox. You can play the game for hours without doing the missions. The missions are good. Like I said, I've got all these Easter eggs I didn't even know were there. I'm going to go back and play it. So in terms of like putting all that into a nutshell, it's the best media of 2018. Honestly, I haven't seen a movie that was more satisfying. If you put all of media into one bucket, movies, music, TV, streaming, everything into one bucket, Red Dead Redemption 2 is the best media to come out of 2018. It's a landmark game. Having said that, what are criticisms? I think the biggest criticism for me, and keep in mind, I have not played the online version yet. I'm not a big online guy. I tend to, I'm just, if I can be online and only deal, like the Star Wars Battlefront is a good online game I like, because I'm just playing with other people, but I don't really have to directly interact with them. So if I can just be one of a faceless bunch, then I'm fine with online. I don't like Madden online. I don't like to play, I don't want to play one-on-one with someone I don't know. My kid or something like that, yeah. Or even if I'm just a passive acquaintance, I just want to play, do my thing, and leave. I don't want to have to deal with a bunch of other interactions. So I haven't tried the online yet. People love it. I haven't tried. This is only a review on the mission-based single-player portion of Red Dead Redemption 2. The biggest drawback, I would say, of the mission-based side, the single-player side, is that's spoiler alert. So 3, 2, 1. Okay, spoilers now. When the main character you play, Arthur Morgan, dies, you become John Marston, who you'll know from Red Dead Redemption. It's John Marston right there. The level of intensity of the story drops big time. The stakes drop, everything. You have these 2 epilogues. And the first epilogue is a lot of like, he tries to become civilized and become a rancher and farmer and that kind of stuff. So you do some things like milk cows and build fence. And honestly, after as good as everything was, it's a major, like, it's kind of a buzzkill. So I get what they're trying to do in terms of the story, showing his conversion. I would rather that been done through cutscenes, and I just get to do the action stuff. But that's not what they chose to do. it is what it is. I felt like it ended with a whimper, not a bang. After with the 2 epilogues, you eventually go through and execute some more stuff. There's a long credit sequence at the end you need to watch. It has more continuing story information in the credits. In fact, it all leads up to these. Um, so that's not enough to diminish my impression of the, but if that is a criticism, if there's a major criticism, that's my major criticism, is the single player mode dips off big time after John Marston becomes the main character. But having said that, the replay value on it is huge. I'm actually have one thing I will say, something I learned the hard way, and I wish I'd have done. Before Arthur Morgan has this final mission, I wish I'd created another save, and I would stayed Arthur Morgan, and kept all my perks and supplies and guns that I'd built up, and gone and just done all the sandbox stuff. I didn't do that, unfortunately. I just kept on saving and going. So I have a save. I do have one save for myself that's like after the opening training type missions. I'm probably going to start playing, and I'll bounce back and forth between doing sandbox with Marston, and I'll bounce back and forth, and I'll do sandbox with Arthur, and then I'll play some online too. So I'll probably have 2 saves going. I'll probably never like take the Morgan one past the final mission, and just always leave it where. And I would highly recommend you create save. You see your save log, you can create all kinds of slots. I would save the new slots routinely in case you want to go back and try something again. I learned that the hard way. But anyway, lesson learned. So many Easter eggs. So much fun stuff to do. It's the biggest game experience I've ever had. Best media. If you're on the fence about getting it, get it. It's the best game since maybe GTA 5. It's a great game. It's a great game. I'll probably have put more hours on that game in a shorter span than maybe any game I can remember in a long time. Maybe since GTA 5 when it first came out. So, all right. Sandbox is my main preference. Everybody has their different preferences. I'm a sandbox guy, and I'm a what do you call it? Where basically like Just Cause, like I got the new Just Cause that just came out. I haven't played it yet, but I like it where you have like different missions you can choose to do. I guess sandbox style is what that's called. Those are my favorite types of games to play. I'm a big Madden guy as well. 19's a disappointment, but we'll go there another time. But anyway, that wraps up my review of Red Dead Redemption 2. The highlight, extremely great. Lots of fun, lots of Easter eggs, explore, go off mission, do all the fun stuff on single player. Make a save for Arthur Morgan before you go to the last mission. Make a separate save and don't go past the last mission. And then just have fun. It's a great game. All right.